Every expert worth following likely has years of their ideas out there on the internet, captured in things like blog posts, YouTube videos, and conference talks. You've likely forgotten most of the stuff you've already put out there, and it most likely doesn't form part of any of your AI workflows. But with the power of AI, we're now able to capture any expert's public thinking, be it yours or anyone else's, into a usable format like this. So we're looking here at a mood board of the expert Daniel Priestley of Dent. And we can see here it's captured his key ideas and scored them on things like actionability, clarity, and novelty. And what we're going to do to generate this is use a fantastic skill via this blog by Kieran Flanagan. And it's a brilliant blog that we would recommend you take a look at, and we'll put a link to this in the description of the video. Essentially, the skills that he has created are designed to work with Claude code and will scan the internet for an expert's thinking, score it, and then from there you can do lots of things. But Kieran uses another skill here to generate other skills based off that expert's thinking. In this video, we're going to run through the concept here and how we would get to that mood board stage. And this only takes 10 minutes or so it's really worth doing. At the bottom of Kieran's blog, you'll find a link to download these skills for free. And a skill is literally just a text file that you can open in a Notepad or anything else like that. And it's just a set of instructions for AI to be able to follow out a series of tasks. And the files that you download can just be dropped into a folder like this one here. So I've just created one called Daniel Priestley for the expert that I'm going to run this on. And the skill that we're going to run in this instance is this expert lessons skill. So what I'm going to do is open Claude Code. And what we've found is that this also works with tools available from other providers. So if you're using OpenAI, then Codex can handle these. And if you're using Gemini, look at Google's Antigravity. Both are capable of running these skills. And all of these will work in a similar way. So essentially you choose a folder. And I'm just going to open that Daniel Priestley folder that we were looking at previously there with the skills included. And all I'm going to say is run the expert lessons.md, which is the name of the file, skill on Daniel Priestley. If it's a well-known expert, AI will likely be able to go off and find them themselves. But if they're less well-known or have a very common name, you might just give it a bit of extra context. So I'll just say of Dent Global. I'm just going to hit enter now, and this is going to now run the instructions from that skill. And it's then going to go off and research Daniel Priestley. So you can see it's searching the web for his most important content, finding out a bit more about Daniel, searching for things like his YouTube channels and blogs that he's been featured in. Where it does find videos, it will automatically download the transcripts for those and use those as part of its reference. And once that's finished, it will create a mood board file that we can just open in our web browser like this. So this is what it's pulled. Just look at the detail we've got here. So it's pulling in things like quotes, how we can apply these lessons in our own context for each of these. We can link back to the sources of these. So we can link to YouTube videos, and it's generated 12 of these for Daniel Priestley, all scored for usability in different things. So the mood board isn't the final deliverable. It's just giving you a sense of what's out there, what it sees as the highest priority items and worth pulling into active use. So there are two clear use cases here. You could either map your existing archive of content and potentially use that within your own AI workflows, or you can look at another expert out there and capture their recurring frameworks. In a future video, we'll look at Kieran's other skill, which takes this and then generates other skills based off of these lessons. So just a couple of things to note here. This works best when you have a lot of content out there on the internet. If you're not a well-established expert or keep your content quite closed and not shared publicly, then this isn't likely to pull a lot of information. And it only works on public content. So if you've got your own private documents and methodology stored away for use with clients, then these aren't going to be touched as part of this lookup. And it's worth validating the output just to make sure you're applying your own judgment on what it flags as the actionable content. So thanks again to Keiran for creating this blog. It's been really useful for us. And like I say, we'll include the link to this in the description, and it's definitely worth a look.